As episode 7 begins, tensions across the ranch are at an all-time high. The pressure from rival landowners continues to grow, and every decision Beth and Rip make seems to create even more enemies. The dream they had when they first arrived in Texas is beginning to look impossible, but neither of them is willing to surrender without a fight. Beth has spent weeks gathering information and quietly building a case against those who have been working against her family. She knows that someone close to the ranch has been feeding information to their enemies, and episode May 7 finally reveal the identity of the person responsible. Beth is determined to expose the truth, but doing so could place her directly in the crosshairs of some very powerful people. Meanwhile, Rip continues to struggle with the growing threats surrounding the ranch. Unlike Beth, Rip believes some problems can only be solved through direct action. As he watches the pressure mount on the people he cares about, he becomes increasingly convinced that it's time to strike back before it's too late. After the cliffhanger ending of episode 7, viewers are left with more questions than answers. The shocking developments in the final moments suggest that the ranch is entering its most dangerous chapter yet. Beth may have uncovered the betrayal she has been searching for all season, but the consequences of exposing the truth could be even worse than she imagined. As the dust begins to settle, Rip finds himself facing a reality he never expected. The enemies surrounding the ranch are no longer operating from the shadows. They are becoming bolder, more aggressive, and far more willing to take risks. Rip understands that protecting the ranch will require sacrifices, and he may soon be forced to make decisions that haunt him for years. Meanwhile, Carter struggles with everything that has happened. The events of episode 7 force him to grow up quickly. No longer able to avoid the harsh realities of ranch life, he realizes that loyalty comes with a price. Every lesson Rip has taught him suddenly becomes more important than ever. Orina refuses to stand by and watch Carter face these challenges alone. Her commitment to him grows stronger despite the danger. However, her loyalty may place her directly in harm's way. If their enemies discover how important she has become to Carter, she could become a target. Beth spends much of the episode dealing with the emotional fallout of the betrayal. While she has always been tough and fearless, even she struggles when trust is broken by someone she once considered an ally. The revelation shakes her confidence and forces her to question every relationship around her. For Beth, the greatest challenge isn't exposing her enemies. It's figuring out who she can still trust. Every conversation feels suspicious. Every promise sounds hollow. Every ally becomes a potential threat. As rumors spread across the ranch, tensions begin to rise among the workers. Some believe Beth is making the right decisions. Others worry that her aggressive tactics are creating even more problems. The growing division threatens to weaken the ranch at the worst possible moment. Rip notices these cracks forming and immediately takes action. He understands that unity is essential if they hope to survive the coming storm. His leadership becomes increasingly important as fear and uncertainty spread throughout the ranch. At the same time, Beulah Jackson continues to play a complicated game. Her true motivations remain unclear. Some evidence suggests she genuinely wants to help Beth and Rip. Other clues hint that she may have her own ambitions. Episode 7 drops several hints that her role in the story is much larger than anyone realizes. One of the most intense sequences occurs when Beth decides to confront a person she believes played a key role in the betrayal. Rather than approaching the situation with caution, she unleashes her trademark confidence and intelligence. The confrontation quickly becomes one of the most memorable scenes of the season. The individual denies everything at first. However, Beth's preparation leaves little room for escape. Every excuse is dismantled. Every lie is exposed. Every attempt to shift blame fails. By the end of the encounter, the truth is impossible to hide. The fallout from this confrontation spreads rapidly. News travels across the ranch and beyond. Enemies who once felt secure suddenly become nervous. Allies begin choosing sides. The balance of power starts to shift. Carter finds himself caught in the middle of this conflict. While he wants to remain loyal to Beth and Rip, he also worries about what the future holds. The ranch has become his home, but staying may mean risking everything. Rip recognizes Carter's fears because he has experienced similar struggles himself. In one emotional scene, Rip offers guidance that reflects the lessons he learned throughout his own life. The conversation becomes a turning point for Carter and strengthens the bond between them. Meanwhile, Orina faces pressure from multiple directions. Friends and family question her decisions. Some warn her that becoming involved with Carter will only bring trouble. Others encourage her to follow her heart regardless of the risks. These conflicting opinions leave Orina torn between love and self-preservation. Her eventual decision could have major consequences for both characters moving forward. As episode 7 enters its final act, the focus shifts toward a major gathering where several key players come together. The atmosphere is tense from the beginning. Hidden agendas are everywhere. Old rivalries resurface. Beth arrives prepared for battle, even if that battle is fought with words instead of weapons. She knows that what happens during this meeting could determine the future of the ranch. Rip remains close by, ready to intervene if things spiral out of control. His presence alone is enough to make several people uncomfortable. Everyone knows that Rip is capable of extreme measures when the people he loves are threatened. The meeting begins calmly, but the tension beneath the surface is impossible to ignore. Accusations are exchanged. Secrets are revealed. Long-buried grievances finally come to light. As emotions boil over, it becomes clear that compromise is no longer possible. The ranch war has reached a point where somebody will eventually lose everything. The episode concludes with a breathtaking cliffhanger that leaves viewers desperate for answers. A shocking event unfolds without warning. Characters are separated. Lives are placed in danger. The future becomes more uncertain than ever before. Beth is left staring at a situation she cannot fully control. Rip prepares for retaliation. Carter faces a life-changing choice. Orina fears the worst. And Beulah's next move remains impossible to predict. The final image of the episode serves as a powerful reminder that the fight for the ranch is far from over. If anything, the real war may only be beginning. As fans wait for episode 8, one thing is certain. The stakes have never been higher. The betrayals have never been deeper. And the future of Dutton Ranch has never looked more uncertain. Will Beth finally destroy her enemies once and for all? Can Rip protect the people he loves? Will Carter and Orina survive the challenges ahead? And what role will Beulah play in the next chapter of this unfolding story? Those questions will keep fans talking until the next episode arrives, and if episode 7 delivers on its promise, it could easily become one of the most talked about installments of the entire season. One of the biggest storylines in episode 7 centers on Carter. Throughout the season, Carter has worked hard to prove himself and earn his place on the ranch. However, his growing relationship with Orina has created complications that neither of them expected. The deeper their bond becomes, the more difficult it becomes to avoid the dangers surrounding them. Early in the episode, Carter and Orina may find themselves discussing their future together. For a brief moment, it seems like they could finally have a chance at happiness. Unfortunately, outside forces are moving against them, and their plans may not survive the chaos that is about to unfold. At the same time, Beulah Jackson continues to emerge as one of the most mysterious figures in the series. Her actions have left fans questioning her true intentions, and episode 7 could finally provide some answers. While she has appeared supportive of Beth and Rip at times, there are hints that she may be pursuing. As the episode progresses, Beth receives information that could completely change the course of the ranch war. The evidence points toward a shocking betrayal, and the discovery leaves her furious. For Beth, betrayal is something she never forgives, and once she knows the truth, there is no turning back. Rather than rushing into action, Beth carefully develops a plan. She understands that one wrong move could destroy everything she has worked for. The stakes have never been higher, and this may be the most calculated strategy she has ever attempted. Rip begins to notice changes in Beth's behavior. He can tell that she's hiding something, but she refuses to reveal her plans until the right moment. This creates tension between them because Rip prefers direct confrontation while Beth often relies on strategy and manipulation. As night falls, several key players begin moving into position. Secret meetings take place behind closed doors. Alliances are tested. Trust becomes increasingly difficult to find. Every conversation feels like it could be hiding a dangerous secret. Carter soon discovers that he has become the target of individuals who see him as a weakness in Beth and Rip's operation. What begins as a warning quickly escalates into something much more serious. For the first time, Carter realizes just how dangerous life on the ranch has become. Orina refuses to abandon him despite the risks. Her loyalty becomes one of the most emotional elements of the episode. Together, they face challenges that threaten not only their relationship but also their safety. Meanwhile, Rip receives news that forces him to make a difficult decision. He can either wait for Beth's plan to unfold or take action immediately. Knowing Rip, patience has never been one of his strengths, and his choice could have major consequences. The middle portion of the episode focuses heavily on the growing conflict between the ranch and its enemies. Threats become more direct. Confrontations become more intense. The sense of danger continues to build with every passing scene. Beth eventually gathers everyone she trusts and reveals what she has learned. The room falls silent as the details of the betrayal come to light. Some are shocked, others refuse to believe it. But Beth is convinced that she finally has the proof she needs. The revelation sends shockwaves throughout the ranch. Relationships that seemed stable suddenly begin to fracture. Long-standing friendships are questioned. Every character is forced to decide where their loyalties truly lie. As the pressure mounts, Carter finds himself facing one of the most important decisions of his life. He can either walk away from the conflict and protect himself or remain loyal to the people who gave him a second chance. The choice isn't easy, but it reveals how much he has grown throughout the season. Rip, meanwhile, prepares for what could be his biggest confrontation yet. His enemies have underestimated him before, but they may not make that mistake again. The tension surrounding Rip's storyline suggests that a major showdown is inevitable. One particularly emotional scene may feature Beth reflecting on everything she has sacrificed to build a future with Rip. Despite all the challenges they have faced, their bond remains one of the strongest relationships in the series. Yet even that bond could be tested by the events of Episode 7. As the final act begins, multiple storylines start converging. Beth's investigation reaches its climax. Rip moves forward with his plan. Carter's future hangs in the balance. Orina faces a difficult choice. Beulah's true motives begin to emerge. The pace accelerates dramatically as secrets are exposed and confrontations become unavoidable. Every scene feels larger than the last. Every decision carries enormous consequences. Just when it appears that Beth has gained the upper hand, a shocking twist changes everything. New information emerges that nobody saw coming. The discovery threatens to undo all of Beth's hard work and places the future of the ranch in serious jeopardy. Rip responds the only way he knows how. He refuses to back down. His determination creates one of the episode's most powerful moments as he makes it clear that he will do whatever it takes to protect his family and the ranch they have built together. Carter's storyline reaches an emotional turning point as he finally decides what kind of man he wants to become. The choice may not solve all of his problems, but it proves that he is no longer the uncertain young man audiences met earlier in the season. As Episode 7 approaches its conclusion, the fallout from Beth's discovery spreads throughout the ranch. Friendships are damaged. Alliances are broken. The balance of power begins to shift. The final minutes deliver what could be the biggest cliffhanger of the season so far. A dangerous situation unfolds, leaving several characters in immediate danger. The future of the ranch becomes more uncertain than ever. Beth realizes that the war is far from over. Rip prepares for the next battle. Carter faces an uncertain future. Orina wonders whether their relationship can survive what lies ahead. And viewers are left counting down the days until the next episode. What do you think will happen in Episode 7? Will Beth finally expose the enemy? Can Rip protect the ranch from its growing list of threats? And will Carter and Orina find a way to stay together despite the dangers surrounding them? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this spoiler breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Dutton Ranch update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.